and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla'S. So we have Pisces, Aries Cusp, and this is your weekly reading. Alrighty. Uh, rush is the main energy that I'm picking up for you. You're trying to do way too much. You're trying to, and there's nothing wrong with multitasking, but you have to know how to multitask so that you can complete everything. I feel like you have your hands in too many different things and are not completing everything. So you have a lot of unfinished projects or a lot of unfinished things, things left halfway done. So you're trying to cook and you're trying to clean at the same time, but it is something that is new to you, or maybe it's something that is not, doesn't come naturally to you. So you either forget to clean a certain area or you burn part of the food. It's something of that aspect where maybe multitasking at this moment in time may feel very pressure, may feel like it's a lot, may feel overwhelming, overburdening. So instead, if you're feeling very rushed, if you're feeling like you're not getting anything done completely, or if the quality of what you're doing is not what you want it to be, then take a step back, take a seat, center, ground yourself. Make a quick little list. I don't know if it's because I'm a Capricorn, but I love lists. I love being organized. I like having, some type of structure, right? And when you go ahead and you do that, then you're like, and this goes very differently for everybody. Some people like to start with the most difficult task first. Other people like to start with the easiest, fastest, quickest task first. Other people just want to go with whatever they're feeling at that moment, right? I do all three depending on the day, just saying. So it's kind of like that. If you feel like you're not getting enough done, if you're feeling like your mind is scattered, or you're thinking of 100 different things, or you're trying to do 100 different things at once, then take a moment, organize your thoughts, ground yourself, and then start tackling things one at a time, right? Maybe you get easily distracted where, you start to clean and then all of a sudden you're this happens to me a lot. Not, I shouldn't say that. I love dancing, so I could be sitting down doing nothing and then I put the headphones on and I'm like, next thing you know, I'm like dancing all over the house. But like when I'm cleaning and stuff like that, if my song comes up, like that one song that hits the spot, I stop doing whatever I'm doing and I have to dance for like those 3 minutes, but then I'm able to redirect and continue. But it's almost like you get distracted, but you don't know how to redirect yourself back into the task that you were doing. So that is something that, again, there are many different tools that you can use, but at the end of the day, you have to find what that balance is for you. And like with everything else in life, there are a lot of trial and error. So if you try, let's say today, you try by tackling down your most difficult task to the easiest, and that just didn't work for you. That was just like a waste of time. Like you couldn't get past that first task, or you felt defeated by the first task or whatever it was. Then maybe tomorrow you start with the easiest task, right? And then the fastest task, and then, oh, that was easy, that was good, and then you go to the next one, and then it's like as you're moving up from the easiest to the hardest, you may start gaining more confidence that by the time you get to that top most difficult task, it goes with a breeze. Or maybe you just have to, then the third day you go ahead and you see, okay, what do I feel like doing today? What do I feel like doing first? Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to cook? Do I want to clean? And see how that goes. But at least you are trying different things, or you're trying to do things in a different way to find the rhythm that works for you. Now, do not get so stuck on having to do it the exact same way every single time. It could be that you do a couple of weeks where you start with the easiest to the hardest, and that works great. But then, you know, a month from now, you want to try tackling from the hardest to the easiest, and that starts to work better because your confidence is up there. Your perspective, your view of things has changed in that month, and then it's okay to switch it. It's more about having this flexible, constructive schedule, is what I like to call it, where you have a list, right? But you're not giving everything a very specific time or time frame to get it done, because then what happens is if you don't stick to that time frame, or you don't stick to that specific time because of whatever unexpected happened, then it can, unfortunately for some people, it can bring you down. It can bring your spirit down, it can bring your confidence down, and you just kind of want to give up, and then you start to overthink, and you start to overanalyze, excuse me. So needing to find that rhythm that works for you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now this can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or simply something that you need to know that you are unaware of. The overthinking is making you view the task or life or the project or whatever it is bigger than what it actually is. Hunted. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet. The creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. The creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. Yeah. You're never really alone when in company of huntings within bone. So again, when I look at this card and we think about hunting, right, we think about, like, you know, if you think about like a haunted house or something like that, are usually things that normally scare people, right? People tend to shy away from anything that is fearful, anything that is challenging, anything that is going to challenge any of their senses, right? Or to scare them or anything like that. And that's kind of like what tends to happen when you try to multitask and you find yourself not doing, not completing any of those tasks. Then you start to scare yourself in a sense where then you start to tell yourself that you're not good enough. You start to tell yourself that you're never going to get it done. And then you start going into like this negative thought pattern that then becomes very overwhelming to get anything done. And you have to kind of like pull yourself out of that. And the only way that you're really going to do that is by trial and error and seeing what actually works for you. There are many different tools, there are many different books, there's many different things that you can look into. But at the end of the day, you have to take accountability and responsibility for that, and realizing that even if nobody understands why you're doing things the way that you're doing them, you are at least completing the task, the things, the creative things, the projects, whatever it is that you want to do. And it's just that simple. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.